And equally too, the cost of training every child has become very low. Why the infrastructures in public schools has even overtaken private schools now, that a lot of parents prefer their children now to go to public school. So that same Edo Best, East Africa, Rwanda had to send their Minister of Education to go to Benin to go and study that model so that they can replicate it in their own country. And there are a lot of other people that are interested in it. So if you check the development strides of Obaseki, if you check the fact that he's very honest, when he came, his predecessor borrowed recklessly, to quote his word in the TV debate. And the federal government had to restructure the debt, that today we have a debt profile of nearly 180 billion naira. But out of that 180 billion naira, 30 billion was rescheduled. And Obaseki, since he came as governor, has never borrowed a penny. Instead, he has been repaying that debt. And yet, the development agenda has been going on without borrowing a penny. Salaries are paid without borrowing a penny. Now, all he has been able to do is to use the federal allocation and internally generated revenue. That is where. And with less wasteful spending for people who have made looting a political career, and people who believe in barely infrastructure. Obaseki refused to satisfy them. So I think with this second term bid now, we are on the march to utopia. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Ambassador Mathew Uwaifo. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are just joining us, this is the Joe Brown Idele-Ero show, coming to you live on Facebook. I want you guys to please share this program. It is very important because it's a special day. This is we are coming back in. This is our second half. We broadcasted earlier, collecting results and all that. We have to take a break for people to go take, like a breakfast or go refresh themselves. When it was about late, a little getting late in Nigeria because of the election. So the ambassador, who is my special guest today, and the member, a crew member of Joe Brown Idele-Ero show, barely get some sleep. He is so committed. He has been so committed, has been so involved in this election that was concluded today by voting. But we are still expecting the results coming in. It's not over yet. Like I said before, if you're just tuning in, I have to give you an update here. The ambassador has been able to retrieve from the INEC portal. The INEC portal is showing that of the two major political parties that is contesting the election, we have the PDP that is featuring the incumbent governor scoring 190,678 votes. And the challenger, the major challenger, who is the APC, that features Pastor Osage Ize-Iyamu, has scored 130,322 votes. We have less than 1,100 units that is still unaccounted for so far. But with the result, it has been projected that the incumbent governor, Godwin Nogagase Obaseki of the PDP, will emerge the winner of the election. And as I said earlier, before you guys are joining in to this program, I have a newspaper that has already alerted me. They have alerted my show that Godwin Oyase Obaseki is being projected to win the election based on the results available to them and made official from the INEC portal. Again, Ambassador Uwaifo, we want to appreciate you. We want to appreciate your time. Every time there is something like this going on in the country, you are involved with 100% of your time, resources. Ambassador, if you all don't know Ambassador Uwaifo, Ambassador Mathew Uwaifo is a lawyer who has several businesses outside of the country. He is based in Tanzania, East Africa. He has a lot of other businesses over there, and he has a connection. He's connected with a lot of international bodies and that he relates with regarding the progress and development of our country, Nigeria, particularly our state, Edo State. Ambassador Mathew Uwaifo features on various platforms. Today he was so busy that he has to be navigating. He has to be kind of multitasking. You know, he multitasked between my platform and other platforms in order to give them updates that is available to him. That's why we cannot do without Ambassador Mathew Uwaifo in this platform. He will continue to be a crew member of this platform. We appreciate you, sir, and we are still expecting, because people send him information from Grand Acid is coming in. The 100, the less than 100, and 1,100 units that is yet unaccounted for will still come in, and as they are coming, if they happen to come while we are still in the program, we will relate it to you guys. Ambassador, thank you for standing by. Have you had any other thing other than what we have so far?
Well, I won't tell lies, because what I'm the only phone that has not collapsed on me is what I'm using for this Zoom. The other phones, the other 3 phones, they just the batteries went off, and I just decided to leave them like that, because since morning all of them have been on. Even this one right now is on a charger. So okay, what I would have asked you, I wish Nosa was here, so that while he was talking, I would have quickly ran to the other side and check, because that one is direct. Somebody is giving me somebody was in INEC. I'm connected to somebody in INEC that are writing the results on the portal. So I'm getting it firsthand. That's why I told you it's very official. It's from INEC. So that is it.
That's fine. That's fine, sir. Nosa himself, equally, he said his gadgets are also down, because, when you use this gadget a lot, it's not that it doesn't have light to charge. In Germany, there's 24 hours electricity, a civilized world like Germany. But the problem is, when you are using it and you are not charging it, it's bound to go down. I got my own studio equipment here that will never go down. Anyways, connected 24/7. Now, Ambassador, we are still coming to you live on Joe Brown Idele-Ero show. I will like you to give us a rundown one more time. I know you did that. You did that a minute ago, telling us the history of how election has been conducted and the reason why this election is very, very critical, very important, in fact, it has been the most crucial election that has been conducted, lately in Nigeria. And you gave us the reason why you feel it is that important. Unfortunately, we were off air on Facebook, as at that time you were relaying those messages. But right now, we're back on air on Facebook Live. So I wanted to kind of, refresh the audience on what you just told us about how important the election was. And, I know you took us back to like history of 1960 and all that stuff. Briefly, I'm sorry to bother you. Could you please help us out one more time to educate our audience who couldn't get that part because we're off line on Facebook. Now that we're back online, people are interested. They want to hear your voice all the time. They want to see your face all the time because of the important information you always pass on. Could you please, I know you're kind of tired, I can see that already. Help us out with a little bit of what you told us earlier.
Okay. What I said earlier was that I'll just put it this way because I now have straight thoughts about it. Edo State that we have now, our motto or logo is the heartbeat of the nation. And what I said is that this is Edo State, this particular election now is the way it is because being the heartbeat of the nation, change has always started in Edo State. And I took the audience back to 1960 when the Nigerian government got Nigeria came into being as a country, but the Edolites felt uncomfortable and they decided to ask for their own region. And a referendum was done, and Edo State and Delta State became the only state called Midwest State then that was created in a constitutional referendum. Since then, no other state has been created. It's all been by decrees, you see. So I took you up from there to 1966, and I said, before 1966, life was beautiful, life was good. The civil service, the British left, was still in charge. Corruption was near zero, and things were running well until we went through the era of the Civil War and all that, till 1979 when the Second Republic came. And it was short-lived because it stayed only 4 years. And from 1983, when Buhari took over, till 1999, it was as if Nigeria was a giant with clay legs. Nothing happened as at that period. And then from 1999 to 2020, we now have children born 1999. This year, they are 21 years old.
Correct.
And I said in their own era, everything is now computerized, which was not there in our era. They are upwardly mobile. They know what they want. And certain things that they can say, we couldn't say that during our time. So there is a paradigm shift now. Then I brought in Obaseki. I said Obaseki, minus being a banker, a stockbroker, and an astute merchant banker, he had a vision for Edo. He empathizes with Edo people. He has a vision, and according to Shomole, he knows the mission. And he knows how to achieve it. So his developmental strides within just 3 years. In fact, I'm calling it 3 years because put it a year was distraction from Oshomole and his EPM gang. You see, Alibaba and the 40 Thieves. So a year was spent just like that. But despite all that distraction, the governor still managed to put certain things on the ground. And I was talking about Edo Best because it's about education. If you want to change society, educate the people. Edo Best is an educational system that at least when a kid starts primary 1, within 6 months he can read and write. You know, I said the program is so good that the education minister of Rwanda came to Benin to study that program so they can replicate it in their country. And just a few months ago, the governor of Lagos, Sanwo-Olu, praised the Edo best and said they will replicate it in Lagos. You know that it was a very, very successful program. So having said that, a lot of other infrastructure development, building roads, secretariat, stadium, and so on, that those who are not blind can see. But those who choose to be blind with PhD in blindology cannot see anything like that. They say Obaseki didn't do anything. Obaseki didn't do anything, and yet Osiomo is there. If you from the diaspora now, when I went home in January before the COVID thing, I thought the area of Secretariat on Supply Road and those places, I thought I was in Dubai. So I started asking people, this place, is this Benin or this? They said, look, my friend, you've not seen anything. They took me to Emotan Gardens, Benin Technical College and all that. I saw them physically with my eyes, not that I was told. And also, when I got to Benin, I saw a lot of programs like Edo Jobs. A man told you, I will provide 2,000 jobs within a 4-year span. And before COVID-19 came, 157,000 jobs had already been produced from the 200. But funny enough, COVID came in early March, and since then, I'm very sure that I would have surpassed that number, you know. And if we check, there is this energy. Everybody has been energized, galvanized, because Oshomole borrowed recklessly and made Edo State the 3rd most indebted state in Nigeria. But Obaseki has not only paid part of the debt, reduced the debt burden on Edo State, he has not only done that, he has gone forward to make all his achievements without borrowing a penny, without having additional loans that our children will pay. He has achieved all his things from revenue generated internally and the federal allocation for Edo State that we get. Also, I still remember some time ago, I wanted to develop a building in Edo State. And I was C of O alone. It cost me 1,250,000 to get a C of O, and it took 18 months for that C of O to come out. But with the cancellation of CDAs, all those community development associations that will sell one land to 20 people in the diaspora, and you start coming to check, to ask for your money and all that, a lot of hassles. CFO is now 50,000. And for the women in the market, he digitized revenue collection, so there is no longer any need for agberos and all those chaotic life that we were having in Edo State, women being beaten, raped, stripped naked, just because they could not pay on a daily basis. Double taxation, even triple taxation, all of that has died off now. So what are we talking about? We are saying we are in a verge of our march to utopia. Hallelujah. I believe with this second term now, I'm telling you, Edo State, and they all know it. And why was this election so important? We were fighting for the lives of our children. Our age now, where we are going, is closer to where we are coming from.
Absolutely.
We were fighting for the future of our children. This election was so vital because we were saying that never again are we going to have one man determining the fate of over 4 million people, determining who will run in an election, who will not run in an election, who is supposed to win an election. We will not allow one man to hold sway over us. And that was Godfatherism. We will fight it to a stop. And I must tell you, with this victory of Obaseki now, which I can see, Godfatherism will be buried forever.
Amen.
And the hawks, the vampires, the vultures, the predators, and those who have made looting a political career. They have made looting a political career and beneficiaries of looting. They were all the people who were fighting Obaseki. But Obaseki said that I will not open the treasury and use the money of Edo State and give it to scavengers and give it to agberos and give it to looters. No, the money of Edo State should be used to develop Edo State. So this was very vital, and that is why you find that the whole country was so involved. That's why you find, like at a point, Oshomole was asking Obaseki to give him 30 million for the boys, 300 million naira for the boys every month. Imagine in a year, 3.6 billion that he will share it for the boys. And Obaseki told him, no, this is money for development. If your boys, you are talking about, really want help, let them bring four people from their family and we train them in Edo Best. But to give you money like that, no. And at Chiosa market, Oshomole sold it to the friends. And each shop, for you to get a shop in a Chiosa market, was 1 million naira. Now Obaseki canceled that agreement, repossessed back Etiosa, and right now the ladies who are in Etiosa are paying 800 naira for their space a month. You see? So all these changes, yes, all these changes is what people have seen that have galvanized everybody. And then I want to thank Oshomole. It might surprise you that I'm thanking Oshomole. What am I thanking Oshomole for? Oshomole finally removed the curse that was on Benin people to say Umaigbanedo.
Hallelujah.
For the first time in our history, Umagbane. The diaspora that was very lackadaisical, laid back. Oshomole woke us up by his rascality, by his intransigence, and by his illegality, unbridled penchant for illegality, and the lack of respect for the rule of law. He woke us up with his agberoism, with his brigandry, and the lack of good governance. He woke us up that everybody in the diaspora, both at home, for the first time in my life, I saw Ledolai speaking with one voice, and the message was clear. The old ways of doing things are gone. We don't want the old ways anymore. And those old ways represents Egypt. We want a new way of doing things, which is Canaan. We will not return to Egypt. That is how that came back. That is how that idiom came. We will not return to Egypt. We have seen the promised land, and we are in the promised land. We will not return to Egypt. And secondly, we will not have Barnabas returned to us, because we are not Jews. We are not Jews that chose Barnabas. We are Benin's, and we don't want Barnabas. We want Obaseki. So all these things that I've enumerated has shot a new life into Edo people. We now know where we are headed. And if the in fact, Obaseki made one mistake. He was not advertising his achievements. Because when I went home to go and check, his development cut across the whole of Edo State. He's not concentrated in Benin City. The whole of Edo State, Edo South, Edo Central, Edo North. He touched everywhere.
All right. Thank you so much, Ambassador Uwaifo. I can imagine.
And thank you for giving me time to explain. Yes. That was quite long.
I can tell that you are really, really tired and kind of worn out. It paid off. All your effort and everything. Anybody viewing you now live can see that you looks like you're really weary here. Your tie and everything is pretty much out of coordination right now, based on what you have been doing all day and running it all night long. Now, once again, we appreciate you. If you are just tuning in, this is the Jobran Idele-Ero show, live broadcast all the way from Dallas, Texas, United States of America. And our special guest and a member of the Jobran Ero's crew is Ambassador Mathew Uwaifo, who is based in Tanzania. He is a lawyer and he is a successful businessman. He has a couple of businesses outside of the country and is well connected. He has a lot of bodies that he has a lot of associations and all that he belongs to, that is connected within international bodies, that is also powering his influence for them to have some development that is impacting a lot of people in Nigeria, particularly our state, Edo State. Now, I want you guys to please share this program. As you are watching on Facebook Live, share it out. Let people know what is going on. Let people hear from people, from somebody who is very knowledgeable, who has knowledge about politics and all that. A lawyer. He is a very committed Edo man that has been fighting, always to ensure good governance, and that is about to be actualized. The good governor that Governor Obaseki started was about to be overturned again, back to the same old order, and that's what he just talked about, that we are no longer going back to Egypt. Now, I have a question here, sir.
Yes.
Based on what you just said, what you enumerated, I'm looking at my my previous post and all that. People are already posting on Facebook, jubilating, and what will happen? What will happen to the lions, the tigers, and their leader, who is Oshomole? Because Oshomole, he was a wannabe godfather and emperor to Edo State. I can say it right here without any, there's no holding back. Oshomole was about to install himself as an institution, as an emperor in our state, that will be in charge of, like you said earlier, over 4 million people. Only him to decide, like Tinubu is doing in Lagos. And the Edo people has never been this united, as you said. And this time around, we have proven them wrong, that Edo can be united. And myself, I am so proud of Edo. Today, I am proud that I am a Benima, because that adage that used to say, we are never united. It's wrong. It's gone now, because the way the people in the diasporas, the way they handle this election, it has never happened in the history of elections in Nigeria. So, and because everywhere you go, we are all singing the same song. If you go from the United States to Canada to Asia to Europe to the UK, everybody, the contributions that they've made, it's only God that actually knows. And God is going to be the one that will compensate each and every one. Most people that took this election, that would have committed themselves, both the men and women, outside of the country, that took it so seriously to a different level, they don't even know the governor one-on-one. I don't even know the governor myself one-on-one. So apart from seeing him on photo or videos, we have never met him. But yet we came united behind him to ensure that what he has started, he should continue in the next 4 years. And we just pray that thereafter, when he leaves after 4 years, then we will have another capable hand that will take it from there, so that we will never have the time to talk about. We can't even remember the old, apart from history. Remember the old Agberu system of government that was actually institutionalized by Oshomole himself. I believe he is a leader. I cannot imagine a governor that is that promotes a touting, that promotes hooliganism. That was his kind of government. It looks like a leader that is also promoting not only violence, that is promoting terrorism. It looks like that. So, but we just thank God that with the election, of today, all that will be a thing of the past completely. And we are praying for the governor to pray to God for the governor to give him the strength, to be able to lead the state to the next level as he has been doing. He has proven that in the past 3.5 years. Actually, I would say 2.5 years, because for the past 1 year, I remember when I was in Nigeria, just right before, about a year ago, something like that. And the trouble has already started. This man started troubling him, the Oshomole started troubling him, and his agenda was to remove him as the candidate that will flag the flag for APC. And he never knew that when one way closes, another one will open. So as he did that, another way opened for the governor quickly, and things started changing. And the Benin, the people who saw the good thing he has been doing, they fired up behind him and said, well, no, this is not going to happen. And they all supported him wholeheartedly, even without any form of compensation or something, So, and yes, it has come to pass today that the unity, Edo has now been united. I pray that unity will continue, that we will not have that slag behind on us that, oh, they are never united, you can never trust them. So, like Oshomole said, that he described the Benin, with a figurative expression that they are like the chicken that you give them corn and they will rush and get it and go back. Meaning that Benin people, he said in the interpretation he had was, what you do is just give them a little money and that's what they want. But today, many people went to vote their conscience without being paid for it. Ambassador, as I know you're tired, I'm not going to hold you too long today on this second part of the broadcast today, except if there's any new information that is coming your way that you want to relate to the public on this platform. And for those of you who are tuning in, please bear with us. The ambassador is tired. I'm kind of overstressing him now. I'm going to give him a break, very short, very shortly, so that he can go take a nap. He needs a nap. I can see that from here, that is really, really tired. Sir, is there anything you need to tell the people, any message that you have for them? And like I asked you before, what is going to happen to the lions and the tigers? And then those people who ganged up, what's going to happen to them? Do you think governmentalism is going to actually completely die? Are they going to be retired? Please tell us quickly before I let you go.
Yes, you said I'm very, very tired, but not that tired because we are living in exciting times. And a man who is excited is never tired.
Hallelujah.
So, yes, so to answer your question, my brother, tigers, lions, jaguars, beetle, whatever they are, I've said it in one of my videos that I made when they just came out. I said tigers, lions are meant for the zoo. They are not meant to be in a city. They don't live in a city. Tigers are meant for the bush and the zoo. And that is where they will return. They will go on exile from Edo State because they've lost. They will go on exile. Now, as for Osholmole himself, the troubler of the Edo nation, the man who decided to declare war on the Edo nation because this election, as far as I'm concerned, was not really between Iyamo and Obaseki. It was between Obaseki and the wannabe godfather Osholmole looking for a third term by the use of proxies, and he failed. Okay, so we expect Osholmole, like the governor said in his last mega rally, he said, Osholmole has already been put to political oblivion. This election will bury him politically. And that is exactly what is going to happen. Now they are raising the results and Osholmole is already shouting that, oh, INEC is at fault, INEC is not reading the correct results, and he's already making noise because that is who he is. The Bini say that a bomb
I think there's some network problem.
Elevated form of stupidity, and it cannot be cured. The Bini say that means a high level of stupidity.
Right.
The person is suffering from mental neurosis. That is Osholmole for you right now. And then what we all are saying now is this: Tinubu crossed the line. Whoever advised Tinubu to make that statement he made is not a lover of Tinubu, but his biggest enemy. Because that gave us, as I equally said in my last video, that gave us evidence of who Tinubu really is. The egugu behind the mask and violence that was in Edo State. It exposed him. And it also showed that he was a kingpin, the head of an invisible cabal, which later decided to become visible. And I'm telling you the truth, after Edo now, Tinubu is in trouble. Tinubu is in trouble because Edo not be Lagos. And I know Edo people, the next target now is Lagos, to remove Tinubu hegemony from Lagos. So when you ask me that, hey, what is going to happen to these people now? Captain Osa said he will spend his last penny. Good for him. He's spending the last penny right now in an hospital overseas. He's admitted in hospital. So he's spending his last penny to look after himself. So that's it. That's why we have to be very careful what we say, because the mouth is so powerful. So he's spending his money there to the last kobo to look after his health. And we have to pray for him, for God to be with him, because when he hears the news of this election, he might just collapse or have a stroke. Yes. And doesn't it amaze you, sir, that all the people that were against Obaseki, One misfortune meets them or the other. And when they challenge Obaseki, look at it throughout all this problem. The more they were challenging Obaseki, because Obaseki was supported by the will of the people. Obaseki was supported by the ancestors, the Enikaro, and all that. When they tried to get him down, his fame shoots up. See the attack on the Oba's palace gate. It brought Obaseki a lot of sympathy. Then look at the invasion of the House of Assembly. That is when his popularity shot sky high. Then leave the House of Assembly. That one didn't do them. Then look at Tinubu's address. In fact, I can say that Tinubu's address won Obaseki the last votes that were standing on the fence. So, my brother, to God be the glory.
Hallelujah. Yes. Ambassador, again, I want to thank you for saying you must be a strong man. Saying that, yes, you are not really tired like that because you are excited, you know. For that, those who are excited are never tired. That is true. I believe that. And I want to quickly say here that I just got an update from my old-time buddy, a brother and a friend, all the way from Europe, from Belgium, that he's also in INEX portal. You know, he's in the INEX portal where the results are being published. That your figures are true. You know, they're real. So even though some people might be doubting it, some APC people might be doubting that figure, but anything is in an INEX portal is regarded as 100% authentic. So that means the victory is sure for the governor. Again, for those of you who are just tuning in, if you're just tuning into this Facebook live program from Idele-Ero's show, we are giving you updates of the election results that has been pouring into INEX portal. Whatever you hear from this platform is authentic. It's from direct from the source. Again, what we have so far is that there is in favor of the governor, Godwin Obaseki. So far, of all the votes that has been collected, he has gotten 190,678 votes against his challenger, his opponent, who is Pastor Osagi Yamu, representing the APC, who has 130,323 votes. That's a lot of margin. There's a wide margin there that cannot be covered because we have less than 1,100 units that is still being counted, that is not officially declared yet. There's no way he can make up that number, so that number is not there. He don't have it. So that is the reason why some people are already jubilating, while some are saying, let us wait till INEC I declare the final result, because most times you never know. This in Nigeria, anything go, but not in this case, because the people has spoken. The Edo people has spoken loud and clear. Their voice is pretty loud here regarding the votes. They utilized their weapon pretty well. They were not intimidated by the money bags. Captain Hosa boasted that he was going to spend his last kobo, that's Nigeria money, last penny, so that to ensure that the governor never emerged the winner, that he was going to use his last kobo or last penny to ensure Idele-Ero wins the election, even though everybody already see the handwriting on the wall that the way things were going, people were not happy that one person who want to install himself as the emperor, that is annoying to our people. You don't underrate our people. You don't, just wave them off like that, because you already said earlier that, don't mind the Benin people. The average Benin man is like a chicken that you give corn, and then when you give them a little change, that's all they need. They forget about what they're supposed to do. Not anymore. This one is a signal to any wannabe godfather. First of all, this wannabe godfather that never had it is over with him. It's over with him. Never again shall we have a godfather in that state and in Nigeria, because this is going to be a precedent. Our democracy this is going to be the beginning again of democracy. Earlier on, the ambassador said that Midwest or so was which Edo State was now carved out, was one of them that was formed by referendum. So therefore, if he started with Midwest, which Edo State is part of, and we are starting another era now, there's a revolution going on. This one is going to send a signal to a lot of people that, hey, election, you cannot take people for granted anymore. So that's exactly where we are today. And I'm going to turn you over to the ambassador to kind of round up the program, because I wanted to go get some rest, and I need some rest too, because we have never actually had a good sleep over this election. We'll come back again tomorrow morning and follow up if we don't know if there's going to be any pronouncement from the INEC. Probably they're going to work, all through the night and then declare the result. We don't know yet, so we cannot say anything about that. We're going to keep watching, but I will request that we come back again tomorrow, like about the same time we start our program normally, which is 11:30 Central Time, US, Canada, 5:30 p.m. 5:30 p.m. Nigeria and UK. Whatever your time is, you can work that out. We have to come back tomorrow so that we can continue the broadcast, the live broadcast, to give the latest authentic results and information to the people who are watching us live out there on Facebook and other social media. Like I also have it on live right now in YouTube. So, Ambassador, give us a closing remarks here, so we can call it a day, and then come right back tomorrow to continue the program.
Yes, my closing remark is just that I'm filled with joy, and I thank all Edolites, especially the diasporan Edolites. You have proven that you are a chosen race, a peculiar people, specially made and fashioned by God, that nobody can ride roughshod over you when you decide that enough is enough. And also the diasporians have shown to fulfill the word of God in Psalm 133 verse 1. How wonderful, how glorious, how exciting it is when brethren speak and walk in unity. That is how I'm signing off this evening. Thank you for walking in unity. Thank you for restoring the pride of all Edolites, diasporians everywhere. Today is a special day, for history has been made. Thank you all, and good night.
Thank you so much, Ambassador. I will say good night. Please get some rest. Don't forget to come back in tomorrow, same time. No, you know the time now. It's 11:30. Don't forget 11:30 a.m. Central Time, US and Canada, and then it is 5:30 p.m. Nigeria and UK. You can now work that I don't know what time you are over there.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay, good.
That will be about 7:30 here. It's okay. It's in the evening, and it will be fine.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you. And I want to say thank you to everybody out there that has been watching our program. And we want you to continue to watch our program because it is all for the progress of our state. And I'm not sponsored by anybody. So far, so good. We are doing all this, for the good of our people at home because we want good governance. Thank you all. I will see you all tomorrow. God bless you. And God bless Edo State. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you, sir. Bye-bye. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, sir. Yeah, we're ending the live broadcast now. We will be right back tomorrow. As I said, we will see you all back tomorrow for another interesting live broadcast with Idele-Ero and Dallas, Texas. Have a good night and enjoy the music of Collins, Sir Collins. Okay. Celebration all the way, celebration all the way, celebration all the way. We are celebrating ahead of the proclamation of INEC pronouncing our able wait and see governor as the winner of the election that was held on the 19th of September 2020 in Edo State, Nigeria. Our able governor, wait and see governor, Godwin, known as Obaseki. And again, according to our guest tonight, we want to thank everyone, each and every one of the Edolites and Nigerians in their approach for your strong support against oppression. Your strong support against oppression. And this has removed the shackles off of our neck, because the oppressors have been kneeling hard in our neck. It's about time to get the freedom, and the freedom has started today. The revolution actually has started today, and it's always from Edo State, the heartbeat of Nigeria. I want to thank you so much. We'll be right back again tomorrow to continue the broadcast, special broadcast of the election. Thank you all. Y'all have a good night. Enjoy the music of Kolisaka. Bye for now. Don't forget to share this program and let other people get the information that you have. Thank you.